everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm really glad that you're here today. We are going to be talking about blush. And I know that's shocking because there just have been so many blush releases. I feel like they overcorrected on the eyeshadow palettes and went completely bananas on the blush. Blush, I love blush. My grandma used to call it rouge. Put on a little rouge. And I just, every time, like, when you look in the mirror and you're like, what's going on? Why do I look like this? I think I need some more blush. So today I've brought you some very surprising blush. Having grown up in the 80s and kind of coming into like young adulthood in the 90s, the Supermodel was everything for us. It was on every cover of every magazine. Cindy and Linda and Kate and Christy and Tatiana and Tyra, and our supermodels were, one name was all you needed. And they were so cool. It says the term supermodel became popular during the 80s when models started to become celebrities in their own right. By the 1990s, the supermodel was a prominent feature in the media, and the title quickly became the model equivalent of a superstar. Suddenly, models had to have a voice because they appeared on talk shows and were written about in gossip columns and partied in the trendiest night spots and landed movie roles. It was quite an era. I'll put some photos up here just so you guys can see our girls, Kate and Christy and Cindy and Tyra and Tatiana and Claudia. They were it. And had there been an internet back then, I'm sure that things would have been more different than they are right now. But I look at some of these models and actresses and actors now as kids. You know, they could be our children, which is weird because I don't feel that old. But I never really considered Rhode to be a brand that was made for somebody like me, made for what we like to call mature skin. I tried the lip tint at one point. It was fine. But everybody has been going on and on about these blushes, and I had to find out for myself. So I ordered them, and they took a million years to get them here. So the one thing I'll say is that they're not exactly quick with the shipping. I know that it sells out a lot. And I had seen, you know, some people with the component, and I thought to myself, it looks a lot like the Westman Atelier. Well, not really. It really isn't a lot like the Westman Atelier. First of all, the packaging, I don't get it. It's this nondescript beige with the name on here, and there's a sticker on the bottom that I appreciate very much that's color-coded. So you just have to look at the bottom and hope that your sticker doesn't fall off. And then you yank off the top, and these go up and down. Sometimes you have to push them back down because they don't go all the way when you are going to go close it up. But this has been the pocket blush sensation of the world, and I had to find out for myself, is it like a Westman Atelier kind of a blush? Are they even in the same category? So I picked them up and I opened them, and I wasn't expecting a lot. My expectation level, they're falling over on my table. The expectations were like 0. I mean, I knew that there were a whole bunch of young girls with young skin that were putting this stuff on and they enjoyed it. But I started looking at the colors and I was kind of intrigued. I think this is the one that everybody keeps seeing. This like really bright pink, which is called Juice Box. And then I know that one of these went viral on TikTok, which I don't watch, but I can read. Toasted Teddy apparently is all the rage because you don't need blush and a bronzer. Can you imagine? All in one? Never heard of that before. All kidding aside, I really did have low expectations for this brand because so many celebrity brands have disappointed. But then there's Rare Beauty, and so you have to think about somebody has to be overseeing this, and she was talking about using dermatologists, and I was like, well, it sounds better than, you know, I'm a model and I like makeup. She at least brought in some experts. So she called these the Pocket Blush. Sheen meaning Hailey Bieber, just in case anybody's been living under a rock. She's married to Justin Bieber. She's a Baldwin kid, so we can all like picture ourselves with, you know, the brothers Baldwin. And she has put out 6 blushes called Pocket Blush and says Dreamy Creamy Teeny. All 6 shades of Pocket Blush are back. Pocket them. I don't understand how this is for a pocket. It weighs almost nothing. To say that I dislike the packaging is an understatement. There's nothing to this. It sounds junky. It looks like something that you'd pick up at like the dollar store. It's just not anything exciting. But then you open them up and they're different. This color is called Piggy. These are housed in a plastic just for size. This is the Westman Atelier next to it. So it is shorter, but it's also fatter. And I feel like there's just a lot of packaging for a blush. I feel like it could have been in a flat. I don't know. I don't understand what made this what they were going for. But when you touch the blush, it almost melts on contact. And you're left with this very sheer, very beautiful color. And it's not flat. It's got a very pretty sheen. And they rub in super fast. And honestly, they are very long wearing. I was not ready for a performance like this. I want to show you guys just what this blush looks like. Now, I've done this a few ways. I've dotted it on, which I don't always love to do. I put on the Lisa Eldridge Skin Enhancing Tint just because it's easy to take on and off and change cheeks. This color is your baby pink. It's called Piggy. It's a cute name. It melts on your finger. And if you dot it on like this, you don't even need a brush. So in that respect, I could see where you could keep this in your pocket. I mean, that's all it takes for it to be like full, ready to go. It builds. And if you can see, it's not a flat color. There's like a sheen to it. And so it kind of catches the light. And I also feel like It's not tacky, but it's hydrating, but like not hair sticking in or it moving around. Once it's on you, I feel like it just lasts and it doesn't get really patchy, and it just wears really beautifully with the skin. So this color is Piggy. I'm going to build it up a little bit more for you with my finger. And like I said, when you touch this, it actually, you do feel the melt. And I feel like when you feel it melt on your finger, pick your finger up, because you don't need very much of this blush to make a huge impact. So this is the color Piggy. It's a beautiful baby pink. And I'm already completely in love with these blushes. They could come in whatever container they would like to send them to me in. The colors are really beautiful, and this is a very easy cheek. Let's try another one. You guys ready for Juice Box? Because I'm ready. This is Juice Box. A bright, glorious fuchsia pink. See how that just literally melted from the heat of my finger? And I go over here, and if I tap this, I'm not really one to swipe. I'm kind of a tapper, kind of a person. But you can go wild because this stuff blends beautifully. You can take it up, you can move it around. I mean, I've touched the blush like twice, and this is what you get. And both colors, see, this did not go back down, so I gotta kind of push it so that it doesn't get stuck in the cap. I mean, really? This is $24. It's prettier than so many of the popular blushes that are on the market right now, and I honestly, I wasn't prepared to like this. I like wanted to prove to myself that the kids don't know anything. Well, we knew what we thought was cool and in when we were growing up and looking at the magazines with our models. And I can remember like Phoebe Cates in 17 magazine. That's how long ago this was. But their supermodel came up with a beauty brand that she is creating with skincare, and she's kind of teaching this generation about things like peptides. You know, what's a peptide? One thing that I really like about these blushes is that I don't feel the need to put on a highlighter. And it's very appealing in the summertime because you just are so like, you're already shiny as it is. So if you add a little bit of this to it, it's not going anywhere and it's not sticky. And I could see where this could be hydrating feeling in the wintertime. But these colors are really pretty. I mean, of course, we've seen a lot of baby pinks and a lot of bright pinks, but it's the texture of the product that's so amazing. It just, you get the melt, and wherever you go next, it's like a dry down. They're beautiful. There's barely any product in here. 5.3 grams or 0.18 ounces. The Westman Atelier is 0.21 ounces. The new Hourglass are 0.34 fluid ounces or 10.3 mLs. So these are only 0.18 of an ounce. This packaging is the worst, but honestly, if it looks good, it's like I always say to people, like, you're not walking around with Tom Ford written across your face. If you like something, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. But these blushes are really, really beautiful. I'm going to show you how I can build up the color for any skin tone, even in lighter color. Just getting a little bit on the brush. And you're really able to manipulate the product. I mean, do you see this pigment? It's crazy town. That's the baby pink. Is that like crazy? I think that this blush performs better than a lot of big name brand blushes that I can think of right about now. Love the cream. And it's not really a cream to powder. It's more like a cream to set down, if that makes any sense. Let's take a little of that juice box, because you got to be really careful with this color. There's so much brightness, and I feel like this is a punchy color that a lot of people will love and can wear. But even in a lighter color, like, you're able to really build these up. They go on with the brush, they go on with your finger. I kind of prefer the finger because that melt, as soon as you feel it melt, you like have enough on your hand. And I feel like the spread of the product is even better with the warmth of your fingers than it is with anything that you could choose to put it on with. I could certainly, pat this in and, really go around the edges there, cleaning, blending, but you really aren't getting like any hard lines or anything because you're just applying it with your hand. And I kind of like the fact that it's a pocket blush because you don't need an applicator. You have them, 10 of them. So these are the pinks. I'm going to take these off and we'll go to the next colors. Okay, next up is going to be a nude and a coral. So we're going to start with the nude, which is called Freckle. And this is definitely a warm-toned person's delight. I am kind of on the fence about how this is on me, but I'm going to use my preferred method of feel it melt on my finger and have product on here. And it's actually a really beautiful peach that you can build up and almost have it like, I've found that I don't need contour to carve out my features. I can use a blush at different opacities so that it's darker back here, and as you're coming forward, where is it going to sit on my face? And all the young kids are putting their blush like right here, but if I do that, it's going to be like down here. So I have to like fake where my cheekbone is, because my cheeks are much lower than they used to be. And I think everybody should do what they're comfortable with. For me, every time I think I don't like peach, I'll put it on and then I like peach again. There's something very fresh about it. So this was Freck, the color of a freckle, I'm guessing. You gotta be really careful when you put the cap back on that it's down so that you don't chop it off. Okay, so we have the light peach over here. Now, Hello Coral. It's quite a color. This one is called Spicy Marg, which I could definitely go for. Okay, so let's do the finger melt rule. Ready? Now I can over apply this, and I know this because I know that it's so blendable. But this has a little kick to it, her Spicy Marg, and I like the fact that there's enough pink in here to make this wearable no matter what your undertone. Because a lot of times these colors look goofy on me because everything just turns orange. So if you intentionally put something orange on, it's just going to match everything else. Look at that color. I mean, this is a softer, like baby peach, but definitely there. And then Hello. I mean, you can just blend these out for days and you're just going to get this really beautiful, like dewy looking, but not feeling effect. And with the colors that are super bright like this, what I like to do, take a brush and definitely go around and make sure that it's blended around the edges so that it's not like any really harsh lines. Do it on this side. And it's just like, put a little bit on your nose and just, this is a color that really, always afraid of it, and then I wind up enjoying it. I wonder what these are like on your lips. Let's find out. Oh, that's some pigment. I know she has her peptide lip and everything, but I have so many lip products right now that I'm trying to work through. The blush spoke to me. Like I had to prove to myself that she didn't know anything about blush, and I am eating my words for sure. I don't know how I feel about this on the lips. Maybe with a gloss. Let's try that. Take a little bit here. This is the Armani. My favorite gloss right now. One of. Yeah. It almost seems like it's stained my lip. I don't know. We'll have to see how long lasting that is on the lips, but no complaints about the pigment or the color, or I like the monochromatic thing, so I like having the option to be able to use it on the lips, so it's good to know. So these are the peach and the coral. And I'm coming back with my favorite now. So it says Pocket Blush, the natural flush. A little blush for a little flush. It's kind of cute. Our on-the-go cream blush wakes up cheeks and lips with a satiny, diffused flush that melts on smoothly and stays all day. I'm agreeing. It's a lightweight formula that hydrates skin for baby soft cheeks and leaves a glowy finish without a greasy feel. I agree with all of those claims. This product is made in Korea. You get 5.3 grams of product or 0.18 ounces. I'm trying to see what the shelf life is on here. Oh, these have a 12-month shelf life. That's really impressive. I like that for a cream product. That's great. Okay, so the last two colors are probably my favorites. I'm going to show you my absolute favorite last. So we're going to go to Toasted Teddy for right now. This is the one that I guess has gone crazy because it's a blush and a bronzer at the same time. This one is called Toasted Teddy. What's some of the reasons why she named these? I wonder if there's like little jokes. Okay. So as you can see, it looks scary, but it's not. This one is definitely the deepest color. It doesn't have quite the same fast melt. This is the first one where I'm feeling like I'd really like to use a brush. It's starting to melt now. And it really does like almost become one with my skin. It really develops. And it's very diffused looking. It's not streaky. I mean, that's a lot of color to get off of a couple finger touches. I feel like these are going to last a really long time, even though there's not a lot of product here, because in order to get this full effect that's going to last for the day, that's all you need. And I love that. I love that. This one's kind of fun because people have been, you know, going up here. You get a little sun coming down. It's going to look kind of goofy because I'm only doing it on one side, but you can go up onto the nose. And it really does look like you were kissed by the sun. So I like this one, actually. This is the one that has my heart. This one is called Sleepy Girl. So, of course, it's like the beautiful mauve. This color is so easy for me to wear. Like, I could just pick one, do this one. It's that perfect combination of kind of a mauve, berry, cool tone, skin native for me. Like, this just looks like the color that would come from my cheeks. And I like to concentrate a little bit of it like right here. I find that to be like a more youthful way than putting it way down here where the doll blush goes, because I'd really rather that my cheeks ended here, even though they're obviously lower than that now. But the color, spot on. Love it. You can just keep piling this one on. And you can put all of them, you can put a little bit of it up here. But this one truly looks like the suntan, and this looks like a blush. So I'm turning this back down, and sometimes you do have to give it a little push. Make sure you snap the cap back on. But these were so easy to work with and so impactful. I mean, I'm like looking up close. They don't emphasize texture. Your hair's not stuck. They're not heavy. It became one with my skin, and you can bring it with you with no tools, and you've got your fingers, and it's actually the best way to apply this product, which is, I think that's like a winner in my book. Thoughts that I'm having. There are a lot of blushes right now. You can be really choosy about formula, about color, placement, all of those things. This blush for me showed me that even a Gen X girl can relate to the millennial girl when it comes to makeup. And she did a really good job with these guys. I mean, I think that this component is goofy and I don't get it. And I don't even think it's like a pretty color. Like nothing about it is attractive to me. It fits in your hand. It's bulky. It sounds like tin. There's no weight to it at all, which I guess a lot of people would say, well, that's great. And carry it with you. It doesn't feel like a luxury item. It feels young. It feels really youthful. There are a ton of cream products out there that we all know of, though, that are heavy, that don't dry down, that your hair gets stuck in, and you're getting none of that with this. And I just like the fact that it's got this sort of finish to it that it's just not flat. It doesn't, sometimes when you put on like a matte blush and it's just like flattens everything. This has life. This has personality. This has, you know, a lot of oomph. And you can totally go to town. I mean, I'm going to go nuts right now with the darkest color. This Toasted Teddy is apparently selling out, and the juice box one. Just if you want to be like, you know, one of the cool moms, not like a regular mom, but like a cool mom. That happened real quick, didn't it? And you can make any color deeper. I feel like it doesn't matter if you can touch the product and put it on. I really think that these are going to be pretty on a lot of different skin tones because they are so incredibly easy to diffuse and to spread. And the colors are really very pretty. And obviously, you know, you can kind of shape your blush a little. I like to have a little concentrated back here. You can double them up. You can use different colors. But the thing that's so great about these is the fact that you don't need any tools and this doesn't get away from you in a way that the Hourglass does. There's something about this formula, very K-beauty feeling to me. And it's great. And I think that the colors are so pretty, and I think that there's something for everybody. $24 seems like a lot to me for a product with this kind of packaging. Like, I know this is much more expensive, but it feels luxurious. Even this is a heck of a lot better than this. I like that it's youthful and she was thinking outside the box and doing something different, but I just really like when I'm paying $24 for a blush, I want it to be everything. And this one is everything in the formula. The Supermodels of the 2020s. I think it was really smart that she got a team together that knew what they were doing. And she didn't just walk in, you can tell, and like take over. And she kind of probably talked about what she wanted, what she liked. I've heard really good things about the skincare, but I didn't take that seriously either because the kinds of skin things that I'm dealing with are very different than what I think the Rhode Customer is looking for. But I'm looking for some pretty blush, easy. I could travel with these, although, like, I wish there was a way to make this more compact. I don't know how else to say it. Like, they're just, did they test that with anybody? Did they, I don't know. There's no reason for it to be like this. It's not like easier to hold or anything. It seems like it would be harder. I don't know. I don't make the rules. I just roll with them. So I'm eating my words, and Rhode makes a beautiful blush. And if you can get past the packaging and you're not looking for the full luxury experience or the full supermodel experience, I think you're going to love the actual blush. And that is what really matters when it comes down to it. So sound off down below. What do you think? Have you tried them? What does this packaging say to you? How do you feel about the color selection? Do you think there's something for everybody? Do you think that she thought this through? There's like 2 pinks, 2 corally peaches, and the mauve and the, you know, kind of bricky color. I'll bet you anything she expands on her shade range. I think this product is a winner. I really do. I think it's a good go-to. It's just easy. You know, you put on a look and you say, I need a blush that's going to last all day. I don't really feel like wearing something super powdery. You can grab one of these and it is going to conquer the day with you. So, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. We have a lot of fun here. Love to have you join the family, be a part of it. And if you have subscribed, be sure to ring the bell so you know when I upload. I try to upload 3-ish videos a week. And I'm still kind of blown away that this is so pretty, but these colors are beautiful. Let's do swatches really quickly. Where's Juice Box? Look at that, one swipe. But they don't go down. Drives me crazy. Okay, so we've got both pinks. You've got Piggy, and then you've got Juice Box. And look at how blendy these are. Like, super easy. All right, let's do the coral and the peach. Here's Freckle, which is the peachy color. It's like a toasted peach. And then we have Spicy Marg. Bright coral. Right? I know. And then we have our mauve color, my fave. Okay, then we have Sleepy Girl. I keep not remembering what that one's called. That's my favorite, the mauve tone. And we're gonna finish it off with the Extraordinary Toasted Teddy. And each one of these just blends. Do you see this? You get all of that pigment and all of that blendability. And the color range is nice. I mean, if you're only going to have 6, she at least catered to some deeper skin tones and some lighter skin tones. I mean, everybody's going to have something here. I think it's a really good job. And I think that this is going to be a staple for people. I think the fact that they are such pretty colors and that they last for as long as they do is going to be making it very appealing for people, even at $24. All right, you guys. that is all I have for you today. I'm sure I'll be back with more blush tomorrow. Truly, there are a lot of blushes out there right now, but this is a very beautiful one, and I'm really glad that I tried it. And I'm glad that I gave it a chance, you know? You could still learn new things. All right, you guys, sound off down below. What do you guys think? Are you going to pick up one of these? Have you picked up one of these? What are your thoughts? Thank you all so much for joining me today. I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.